Good evening. 5 rogue players lit the fuse in a Melbourne hotel room in the early hours of Monday morning, and today the bomb went off at Sydney Swans HQ, and the lasting impact could linger for years.
All 5 have been rubbed out for the rest of the season, all but ending the club's premiership hopes. Riley Bice, Nick Blakey, Isaac Heaney, James Jordan and Chad Warner issued a statement minutes ago saying, "We are deeply sorry to everyone involved. We know that our behaviour has fallen well short of the standards expected of us and the values of our club.
We know we have let down our partners and families, members, supporters, teammates, the AFLW team, corporate partners and everyone at the club and the wider community." And 7 News can now reveal drugs were found inside the hotel room where a woman was allegedly assaulted.
The skipper's face said it all.
Hi mate, how are you today?
Callum Mills knew what was coming today. They all did.
Errol, are you able to give us an update on what they're feeling like in the playing group?
Have you heard anything from your teammates?
No comment, mate.
Have you heard anything about the teammates?
No comment.
Players told first, then the public at 10 a.m. Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner, Riley Bice, James Jordan and Nick Blakey suspended. Their season gone, so too the team's finals chances.
To say we're disappointed is an understatement.
Clearly this is a very sad day for us and for everybody involved.
We're deeply embarrassed and ashamed.
I want to offer an apology, a sincere apology.
Saying they wanted to set the example.
To effectively torpedo our season by making a decision such as this just tells you how seriously we're taking it.
Citing concerns for players, partners, fans and sponsors.
What about the women at the centre of this?
We're deeply concerned about their welfare and the well-being of those women. We offer as much support as we can.
As the news was breaking this morning, the rest of the playing squad was pushing through, dressed and headed for training.
As we can see the players leaving there, Rezo.
Yeah, they've just walked out now, going to training across the road here at Moore Park and Driver Avenue.
Questions on whether the 5 would ever be welcomed back.
What are you feeling about having to lose those players?
Just refer you to the club statement. I've got nothing to say.
Nothing at all.
From management,
we're not abandoning our players. We are supporting our players through this.
They're extremely remorseful for their actions.
So many questions answered, but still saying they're unable to reveal exactly what did take place in that hotel room on Monday. With reports of inappropriate touching and boundaries crossed, it was a boundary that management wouldn't cross today either. Stressing the punishment was just for their behaviour leading up to the alleged incident at Melbourne's Pullman Hotel.
Staying out late, it was drinking, it was bringing women back to the hotel.
Reports the woman at the centre of the sex assault allegations has now made a formal statement to police.
These are extremely disturbing allegations and reports.
A dark day for a club that's committed one of the greatest own goals in history.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Chris Reason, 7 News.
Chief reporter Chris Reason joins us once again. Chris, the fallout is growing. The first serious commercial hit came today.
That's right. Now, Telstra's announced, Mark, that Isaac Heaney and Chad Warner are both going to be stood down as ambassadors for them today while the investigation by the police is ongoing. They say they are deeply concerned. The Swans have more than 30 corporate sponsors, including QBE and Nike, worth $15 to $20 million a year. The club will be nervous here, but they're saying publicly they're confident the sponsors will stand beside them. Now, there's been a lot of chatter, though, about from today about the Swans, from the Swans fans, about the historic women's-men's double-header on Sunday. And it calls for a massive turnout for the women, but a boycott for the men's game.
OK, Chris Reason, thank you. Firebrand Senator Jacqui Lambie has broken down in Parliament, passionately demanding more support for women with reproductive issues. Revealing her own painful battle, she accused Veterans Affairs of failing women who've served their country.
A deeply personal and emotional revelation.
About 6 months ago, my vagina started to prolapse. This is an injury that is directly connected to my back injuries from my time in the army.
Unable to access a specialist in Tasmania and still waiting on her Department of Veterans Affairs claim, Jacqui Lambie travelled to Canberra paying $7,000 for emergency surgery.
They want us to fight for this country. You want us to have babies for the country, but you're not interested in supporting our reproductive system.
Veterans now facing a cap on health support too. Lambie's fury directed at the men in charge.
What they would do if their penis was hanging by a thread. Would they say, OK, no worries? I don't really need my penis? I don't think so. I'm begging you, Prime Minister. We are already suffering enough. Drop the bloody cap. Drop it, mate. It is so unfair.
Vaginal prolapse, where organs protrude into the vagina, affects 1 in 12 Australian women, mainly caused by childbirth, but also linked to heavy lifting.
It's not life-threatening, but it can cause a lot of quality of life symptoms for women.
The Veterans Affairs Minister has told 7 News the claims are determined by an independent board, but cases can be reviewed. Promising to look after defence personnel
during their service and after their service.
Veterans have had enough. Leave us alone!
Jennifer Beshwati, 7 News.
Mushroom cook killer Erin Patterson has returned to court, fighting to have her convictions quashed, laying out multiple reasons why.
Her defence claims some of the evidence was unfair and the accommodation arrangements for the jury were catastrophic.
364 days after Erin Patterson was handed a life sentence, the triple murderer was back in court, wearing a royal blue tracksuit and black framed glasses. She wants her conviction quashed. The killer cook was on a video link from her maximum security prison and at times took notes for the first of her 2-day appeal hearing. It's before 3 judges with the world watching. Sole survivor of her murderous meal, Ian Wilkinson, had a front row seat as the case that captivated the country entered a new chapter. The pastor sat alongside the investigation's lead detective in the Supreme Court's largest room to accommodate the crowd. It's a long way from Leongatha, where the mother of 2 served beef Wellington laced with death cap mushrooms in 2023, killing her in-laws Don and Gail Patterson and Heather Wilkinson. Patterson's new defence team argues there's been a substantial miscarriage of justice and claiming the jury's sequestration in the same hotel as the prosecution was catastrophic, preposterous and inappropriate, and is something that never should have occurred at the most critical point in the trial. One of the judges asking, so what? The prosecution told the court there's no substance to that and there was no actual contact between any juror and any other person. The defence also claims Patterson endured unfair, oppressive cross-examination, asking the applicant whether or not a witness was wrong, mistaken, incorrect, really diverted the jury from their proper task. Tomorrow, the prosecution will have their chance to push for a harsher sentence. They want life without parole. Then it's up to the 3 judges to make their final ruling. 2 days that will determine at least the next 3 decades of her life. Melina Saris, 7 News.
A manhunt is underway this evening after a deadly stabbing at Waterloo. Live to Rex Quayle at the Sydney Police Centre in Surrey Hills. Rex, a woman was also assaulted.
And police are unsure at this stage exactly who was behind this attack on Pitt Street in Waterloo last night. It was around 7 when an altercation broke out outside a unit block involving a man and a woman in their 30s and 1 or more people. The man was stabbed in his torso and he died in hospital an hour later. The woman suffered a minor head injury. Police have ruled out domestic violence, but 7 News has been told the woman is not helping them as they search for the killer.
And again, I appeal to anyone in the community that might have information, camera footage, dash cam footage or anything else that could assist police in identifying those responsible.
Police are tonight also searching for the weapon involved.